Ba 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 ba. Hoy, a makeshift boat city latched to the Kai Trap Tack riverfront like a parasite behind you. A massive snarl of dark and derelict high-rises dominate the horizon. The walled city. Club 88. Frederick Kai Phi. What's this? Use the intercom. I don't know what the fuck the Mahjong. There's the arrow. And this way. Law's Techno Palace. Interesting. Don't mess with the law. That's fun right there. Okay. What's this? I'm gonna inspect it. The insulation on these heavy wires is cracked. They buzz and crackle occasionally as stray drips from the awning strike them. That's it, man. Don't you know water and electricity don't mix? Why you never pee on the electric fence? That's Mahjong Parlor? That's a big bastard there. Mahjong Parlor. Mahjong! The swift wind's Mahjong Parlor, filled with the stink of cigarette smoke, the incessant click-clack of Mahjong tiles, and the grim faces of hardened gamblers. You know, I know that's true in China, but I just can't. It just sounds silly. You know, some hardened criminals playing Mahjong with little tiles like anime girls on it or something. It's fucking ridiculous. Anyways, where are we going? Come in! We have a lot to talk about. Hey, it's Kylie Ching. Where's... Oh, there they are. Oh, prepare for more incoming text, folks. You can feel every eye in the room as you cross the Mahjong Parlor to the middle-aged woman sitting patiently at its end. The click-clack of ivory-colored tiles stops. Hands of ivory-covered... The click-clack of ivory-colored anime girl tiles stops. Hands stray beneath tables, into jacket pockets, behind bags. The woman is the face of a prison guard and the demeanor of an inmate. Her salt and pepper hair is pulled into an iron-hard bun, and beneath it, two shiny black eyes offer nothing. Buttons sewn on a doll. A nearly empty bottle of something foul rests on her Mahjong table, nestled between a pair of dirty shot glasses. Tiny puddles of brown linger at their bottoms. Oh god, I can't say that. Gobbet and Isobel stand on the other side of the table, heads lowered, shoulders slumped, hands clasped. They risk a frightened glance at you as you approach. Kindly Ching's voice is nasal and rusty mean. Ooh, I get to do nasal voice. Let me pinch my nose here. My little pair of fuck-ups here told me about what happened on the docks. That's about the best I can do for nasal. Actually, I'm supposed to talk through my nose. I can't fucking talk through my nose. I'm from the Midwest. She dips a pinky into the shot glass, bringing it to her mouth, removes it with a sharp smack. How two of my best runners had their heads pulled out. Oh, put out. Oh well. How you need protection, and how you need to get your identities wiped before you get your heads put out too. Potentially leading the heat to my front door, placing me and everyone in my employ in danger. She fingers the rim of her glass. So wise, so very, very wise. The young shaman's eyes never leave the floor. We're sorry, Auntie. We thought... Her eyes flash. Her black eyes flash. You mustn't speak until you are spoken to, Gobbet dear. The smile turns mean. And since you are one short hair away from being dumped in the river, chained to Isabel's corpse, I suggest you let your old friends here do the talking for a while. Kinda hard to talk with your nose closed. Does that make sense to you, dear? Her treacle, I don't know what the fuck a treacle voice is. Treacle voices back, sweet, nasal, and grinding. I don't equate sweet with grinding, so that sounds like a bunch of things that can't happen at the same time. Dark circles ring Gobbet's armpits. Oh shit, she just sweat. Okay. Yes, Auntie. Kindly, Ching inclines her head gently.
Very good. You learned so quickly.
Gobbet kept the furry cool situation. She's one who let us out of the police ambush. You know what? I'm gonna talk up because so far I've been a wordy motherfucker. Gobbet's eyes dart from you to the triad boss and back again. A thin trickle of perspiration slides from beneath the ropes of her hair. Kindly Ching slowly turns, directs her attention to you. Oh shit, I think I stepped in it, guys. Her voice remains cloyingly. I can't fucking do cloying. I can't do female voices for fuck's sake.
I count little Gobbet here among my most resourceful runners, but I admit it's good to have outside validation from time to time.
Oh, that's nice. Yay. The look of gratitude from the young rat shaman is deeply sincere and exceedingly brief. Kindly's chin lowers and her nostrils flare.
And now that you've shared that valuable little tidbit, perhaps you would be so kind as to keep your fucking mouth shut until you are spoken to.
Her voice sweetens again. I just can't fucking do sweet and cloying and grinding and gravelly. I mean, that's a lot of fucking different things to do with the voice, and I am no voice actor, and I'm a guy, and voice actors have problems. Guy voice actors usually have problems with females. At least often enough. I don't know. Maybe I'm not very experienced with that shit, so there you go.
Can you do that for me?
You know what? I'm gonna remain silent. She smiles with her mouth. Her eyes remain cold.
I do appreciate it, dear.
She pours another drink. Her cheeks are rosy, already flushed. Damn.
Now, my darlings, I understand from the little rat shit here that you came from Seattle to meet with my client, Mr. Black.
Yes, and I'm Mr. Pink. Woo's jaw tightens at the word client.
But before you could find him, the HKPF started splattering gray matter everywhere, and everything went to shit.
About sums it up.
And now you need your sins burned, so you can disappear before you end up dead too. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Why don't we start with you telling me who you are?
Call me Gremlin.
Oh, you've already chosen a street name. How prescient. There you go, prescient of you.
Ching looks at you approvingly.
Gremlin, it's a good name. Has a real character.
It's also a movie from the 80s. 1980s, not 2080s. I think this is set in 2055 or 2060. She flutters her eyelashes at you.
Now, what's your real name? I mean, you do want me to erase your identities, don't you, dear? I'll need to know who you are first.
Minister, I do what needs doing. She rests her chin on her hand.
I know the type. And how did you become someone who does what needs doing, Minister?
Picked it up young. I've been in the cooler for a few. Woo's brow furrows and he shakes his head. Still can't believe it. Kindly Ching whips her head towards Woo, a nasty retort already on her lips. But then she stops, sticks out her lower lip as she sizes him up. She turns to her lieutenant standing behind her, nodding her approval. What?
Looks like the gun show is in town. What's your name, a gun show?
Apparently she likes big muscly men. Although they said he was short and lean, so I don't know. Wu's focus remains straight ahead. Duncan Wu, I'm a cop, Lone Star. We're a cop.
I hear there were some fresh corpses found on the docks tonight. Smugglers, I believe. Didn't sound like the Hong Kong police when I heard about it. You're doing Duncan Wu?
Wu's eyes remain fixed on a spot on the wall behind her head. On a spot on the wall. Wu's eyes remains fixed on a spot on the wall behind her head. Behind her. Oh god, it's just an awkward sentence. He smolders. I identify myself as Lone Star, but they wouldn't stand down. They had weapons. It was self-defense. She puckers her lips at him, her voice sing-song.
I don't care, sweetie. They weren't my people. But now I know you're a life taker, Mr. Gunshow. You and your friend here.
What is that from Full Metal Jacket? A life taker, a heartbreaker. She begins arranging Mahjong tiles on the table in front of her.
But now I'm curious. Why were you meeting Raymond Black on the docks tonight?
His friend said he needed our help. There we go, we'll stick with that. Ching's black eyes flash.
Really? You have a lot of 65-year-old friends who you'll fly around the world to help?
No, not so much. He raised us. Raymond Black is our foster father. That makes her pause. Ching lifts her bottle of swill and eyes the label, connecting the dots in her own head.
Interesting.
A look of disgust passes over her face.
Sorry, kids, but he was looking like shit when I saw him. Eyes half open, dark circles around them, dragging his feet the whole bit.
She tisks in displeasure.
Your foster daddy was in a bad place.
Sounds like he wasn't sleeping.
Could be. From what he sounded like he was having nightmares. He would stop in the middle of a sentence and mutter something to himself. One time it was about the walls breathing or something. Another time it was about teeth. Thousands of teeth.
He's becoming a vampire. Vampires in this. I knew it. Vampires.
I remember him drifting off near the end of our meeting. It looked like he was off somewhere else in his head. He said, I left prosperity in there. The Nightjar put his hand on Mr. Black's shoulder, asked him why he wanted to go into the walled city so badly. That seemed to bring him back. When the old man opened his eyes, they were full of tears. Then he muttered something else I couldn't make out.
She pours herself another shot, tosses it back, and rubs her belly.
Your daddy got really irritating after a while.
I can imagine. She grabs a long, slim cigar from the pack on the Mahjong table, lights it.
Alright, let's get to it.
She exhales smoke and points two fingers at you and Wu.
You two need your sins burned, and you need them burned fast. Hong Kong dragons are bad news. When they roll in force. Armored personnel carriers, heavy armor, heavy weapons, sorcerers, the whole thing. And they aren't coming to arrest you. She folds her arms across her chest. The thin cigar bobs in her mouth as she speaks. The good news is I can help you. With a wave of my hand, I can have your sins disappear. But you need to understand, my darlings, is that you're asking for is not a simple request. Burning a sin isn't just deleting a number. It's wiping all references to that number from all of the world's largest databases. It's masking your mugshot and the facial... God damn, she over-explained shit. We got this. I guess it's maybe for people who haven't played games or are unfamiliar with Shadowrun, but damn. It's basically your mugshot in the facial recognition database. so that the first carrier you walk past doesn't bring them down on you like a ton of bricks. It's covering your fucking tracks so that the act of burning your sin doesn't lead them right to us. It requires contacts in numerous corporations and the UCAS government.
Smoke rolls out of the Triad boss's nose.
It requires somebody like me. Therefore, I need to make a choice.
She takes another drag on a cigar and gently places her palm flat on the table. I thought she had a thin cigarette. Or was it a cigar? I don't remember. Give me a cigarello.
Do I kill you and dispose of your bodies before the cops come looking for you? Or do I help you burn your sins?
Ooh, another etiquette. You may want to think about your rep as a fixer. 2 of your runners taken down by cops and you have no idea why. Kindly rests her chin on her hand and smiles at you coldly.
So clever, so clever.
Her chin stays on her hand, but her eyes look past you, surveying the Yellow Lotus soldiers in the room.
Yes, I have been placed in a delicate situation, haven't I? Regardless, that's the situation whether you're alive or you're sucking dirt.
She stares at you for a long moment, chin still on hand, thinking. Taps her ash on the floor without taking her eyes off you. A low, reluctant growl rumbles somewhere deep in her throat.
You live, you're clever, and I like that. Haha. I'll put your sins to the torch, however. I'll need to call in several valuable favors within my network to do it, and those favors do not come cheap.
Kindly Ching stubs out her cigar.
You will owe me.
Can't say I'm surprised. She pokes a finger in your direction.
Of course not. You seem to have an understanding of how the world works. The give and the take that is a part of everyday fruitful relationship.
Of every fruitful relationship, yeah.
I want you to deliver a message for me to a business associate in the walled city. Yellow Lotus has a strong presence inside, Minister. Isabel can tell you all about it, can't you, dear?
Isabel grew up in the walled city. Isabel's eyes remain lowered. They collect taxes for the corporations, extort protection money from shopkeepers, run drugs, guns, people. They hurt people.
We do those things, yes, but to be fair, we also operate the walled city's black market. You might not be alive today if it weren't for the lifeline that we provided.
Isabel clams up tight. Ching picks up a Mahjong tile and turns it with her fingers.
There is a red pole, a sort of enforcer, yes, on the inside. His name is Strangler Bao. Bao was a strong man, a good soldier, but he has forgotten his place. I need you to remind him.
Let me guess. By remind him, you mean put a bullet in his head?
No! If I want him dead, I'd have said so. Don't jump to conclusions. You aren't any good at it.
She tosses you a memory stick.
This is a message for Bao. You will deliver it to him in my name, and then return to me.
I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Bao. Chinese names can be kind of odd for Westerners like myself.
Remember, Gremlin, Bao's men are my men. By right, they should all be serving me. I would prefer if you did this quietly and without killing them. I have no use for dead soldiers.
Okay. She turns to Gavit and Isabel.
One of you will go with these 2 Westerners to the walled city, help them locate Bao and show them the ropes. The other will remain here with me. I have several menial and degrading tasks that need doing around the establishment.
Oh, she's gonna make them scrub nasty-ass toilets. That's gross.
No matter who goes and who stays, you'll both pay for bringing an APB to my doorstep.
Yes, Auntie. Yes, Auntie.
Now, I'm gonna find out who ordered the hit on Nightjar and do some dentistry on him with the power tools.
She closes her eyes and smiles with pleasure.
That boy was my favorite. He sang to me sometimes.
Oh, she's got a soft heart. She opens her eyes again and sneezes.
That other one, I don't care about. Gutshot was an asshole.
She turns away and waves you off the back of her hand.
That will be all, my darlings. Return to me when you are done.
Ooh, one nice question. She keeps her back to you, but you can tell she's making eye contact with the lieutenant.
Why not? Apparently I'm feeling generous today.
I don't think she was behind. What do you think? It's not a good idea to accuse, like, a mob boss in her den with lots of guns of, you know, kidnapping somebody. Especially in China, where face is a huge deal. Ask, what do you think happened to Raymond and got Shadowrun's killed? Kindly's Ching's voice is small. I don't know if I can do her voice small.
I don't know.
There we go. Karma gained, buddy. Woot woot. Enter the walled city and deliver a message. Strange bow. Let's get rolling. Rolling.